At his height, Bill Cosby, one of the most famous and admired men on the planet. But now, after his stunning downfall, that legacy forever tarnished. In his heyday, Bill Cosby was America's dad.
Dad's got a point, Mom.
There you go. Thank you, son.
Once a patriarch, put on a pedestal.
Mr. Cosby, you prepared to go to prison?
Now, a pariah, convicted of sexual assault.
I actually feel sorry for the Wolfman.
Cosby rose to national prominence as a guest on The Tonight Show in 1963, becoming a TV star 2 years later on I Spy.
A little luck and less talent, he could have gone in a gas chamber.
The first black actor to star in a drama series.
Coca-Cola
Cosby soon became one of the most sought-after pitchmen in the country.
I want to be a bowl of Jell-O pudding.
In the 70s, he created the Fat Albert cartoon series.
Hey, hey, hey!
And The Cosby Show debuted in 1984. At its peak, boasting an astonishing 70 million viewers. As the wholesome Dr. Cliff Huxtable, Cosby became a moral authority, especially among black Americans who idolized him for breaking barriers.
This is your neighborhood. Your children should be able to play right here.
At its peak, Cosby's personal wealth was estimated to be upwards of $400 million. So wealthy and powerful, he tried to buy the NBC network from its owner in 1992. Cosby even endeared himself to a new generation as the host of Kids Say the Darndest Things in the 90s.
Are you going to get married?
Yeah, but I didn't find her yet.
But in 2014, Cosby's public identity started to crumble.
Yeah, it was great living with Bill Cosby, so...
Comedian Hannibal Buress called out Cosby for the sexual assault allegations that plagued him for years, allegations he vehemently denied.
I wanted to at least make it weird for when you watch Cosby Show reruns.
Soon, dozens of women would come forward with similar stories, and Cosby's career took hit after hit, NBC scrapping a planned project with Cosby. And more than a dozen universities he once supported, rescinding his honorary degrees. In the wake of Thursday's verdict, his alma mater, Temple University, where he had previously stepped down from the Board of Trustees, now considering the same course of action. And Bounce TV, one of the few channels still airing reruns of The Cosby Show, announcing Thursday it would immediately pull the program off the air. Through it all, his Cosby Show co-stars trying to make sense of the shocking allegations.
I truly believe you're innocent till proven guilty, and that's just not the man that I ever experienced.
Today, generations are reconciling the ethical Dr. Huxtable with Cosby himself, his conviction now eclipsing his fame and fortune. It's a hard reconciliation because, black kid growing up in Columbia, South Carolina in the 80s, I can tell you that Bill Cosby was my boyhood mentor. There was no one bigger. Maybe Michael, but Bill Cosby was the guy. So watching this play out over the last few years, for a lot of folks, it's very, very
So
very
many people idolize Bill Cosby.
We've got Kate in. Kate, I'll remember one thing. You sat with that group of 27 women, all who were accusing Bill Cosby in a room, and you stayed in touch with them, and they stayed in touch with each other. So what was their reaction after this
and
verdict?
It was crazy yesterday, because I think a lot of them went into yesterday when they heard a verdict was coming. Everybody thought, oh, it's not going to be for us. It's going to be another hung jury. That's what their worry was. And then when it was guilty on 3 counts, they started texting each other, crying.
Why were they so surprised,
emotional.
Do you think, that it came
I think
so
a lot
quick?
of the people in that room said to me 3 years ago that they never thought this day would come.
Yeah.
They just didn't believe. You had Lily Bernard on last hour. She never believed this would happen.
They were steeling themselves, it feels like, for a disappointing verdict from their perspective. I mean, look, and why? Because 6 months ago, whatever it was, there was a mistrial. There was a hung jury. This case was different. I mean, from a legal standpoint, you had other accusers who were permitted to testify more than were permitted the first time. But it's a change in our culture.
The culture had changed in this past year, right? How many stories have I sat here and told you with the Me Too movement, powerful men being accused? The judge was really clear, like, don't let things outside the courtroom come in and influence you. Just base this on the evidence. But I think all of us live in 2018. We've all, that jury included, we've all heard what's happened over the past year.
What happens next? 3 counts. They each come with a 10-year max on each. What is sentencing? What are we hearing? What could it be?
Sentencing won't happen for 2 or 3 months from now, but he faces a potential up to the rest of his life in prison.
Talk about, he's like a larger-than-life character, and we talked about his morality, because we did hear about how Bill Cosby would sort of kind of lecture people on,
he did,
pull your pants up, don't use 4-letter words, et cetera,
be a good father.
Be a good father. How did that play?
Well, I think it's interesting when you talk to the women that I keep talking to, the accusers, they will say that he cloaked himself, or he used this image that we all had of him to his advantage, they would say, in taking advantage of women. In other words, because he had this reputation and this image of being the family guy and up on a pedestal, he used that, they say, to lure women into relationships with him. The common theme is, I'll be your mentor, trust me, and they trusted him.
In terms of sentencing, and this is probably more of a legal question, here's a guy who from the outset has never admitted any wrongdoing.
Right, and still doesn't, by the way, for all these others who accuse him.
Does that mean that the judge is likely to throw the book at him?
Well, I mean, you do get points in a sentencing hearing if you demonstrate remorse. But everyone's entitled to assert their innocence. I mean, it's a statutory maximum of 30 years. In practice, it's probably going to be a sentence that's much less, but it'll be.
He's 80.
But and all the accusers haven't. They feel differently about it. I mean, we had one accuser on who was like, I hope they throw the book at him. I hope he gets all 30 years. Others say, you know what, the verdict was enough. I don't care what happens to the guy now.
Well, some people were wondering, Savannah, about when he just got in the car after the verdict and went home.
And his outburst in court, let's not forget. He said, he used a strong word in court yesterday saying, I don't have a private plane, you a-hole. And that's the first time prosecutors said yesterday. We saw his other side.
What about Camille? Has she said anything, his wife?
She's not spoken. She was in court only for the closing argument from the defense. So you saw a picture of her walking in with him and supporting him. I would say that might have been for the cameras, because she wasn't there for the full 2 weeks when I was sitting there in court. She wasn't.
She has said in the past, though, that she believes this was all a grand conspiracy.
And to be fair, there are still people, Craig, in this country who think this is a grand conspiracy.
People do.
Wow. A lot to chew over. Kate, Craig, thank you so much.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.